What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Crew 2, and in this video I'm going to go over the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 6 GSR. This car is actually going to be part of the Elite Bundle 13, which actually buying this in the HQ, guys, cost me around $1,250,000. That might be because of the Gold Edition, so I'm not 100% sure if it will be more, but luckily it's not going to be too insanely expensive for some awesome cars here. So this is the first vehicle, at least in the street class, that you get. The other car is going to be in the hypercar category, and then finally the touring car class as well. But overall, I do have to admit this Mitsubishi is pretty nice. It's also going to be right-hand drive as well for those JDM enthusiasts, so that's pretty awesome. And there's also going to be some customization as well, guys. So jumping right into this, starting off with the hood here. So here's the second one, which will be carbon fiber. Then we're going to have that one, which has like carbon fiber vents. Kind of looks kind of cool. Then we have a carbon fiber with like the regular colored vents. It like switched it. Kind of interesting. I will probably leave the regular one on the car though. I kind of like the stock one. Moving over to the front bumpers here, so there's going to be basically 11 other options, and I would say they're probably going to change the headlights and or like a couple of things and then move over to another set. I don't really like how these look at the moment, but luckily from the first glance though, I actually do think they fit this car pretty nicely. The carbon fiber also looks so good with that blue color too. I like that. And then moving over to the insane wide, my goodness, look at that. And then moving over to the fenders for this car as well, guys, you will notice the wide body kit for this. It actually fits this thing pretty nicely, surprisingly. Like, I do like the fitment of this. Even the carbon fiber fenders also look pretty dang good on here as well. And I do want to show you guys this. So if you do have the wide body kit with this one specific front bumper, it actually looks slightly better with the canyons on it. But to be honest though, I really don't think it looks all that great. And if you actually take the wide body fender off, one curb is going to completely end your entire front bumper. So I do think that's going to be a bit of a problem there if you do like how the fitment does look on some of these cars. But overall, I actually have to admit that wide body kit does look pretty nice. Let's throw that on there. Then moving over to the rims, so the stock rims surprisingly do look the best, which is probably not going to shock that many players, but you guys also have all the options of the rims that are on the Crew 2 as well. That's basically going to be available on every single car in the game. But moving over to the next thing, you can also do the caliper colors as well if you guys would like to. But then we have the mirrors, which we have the carbon fiber ones, which actually look kind of cool on there. I will throw those on the vehicle. And then we also have these as well, which don't look the greatest on the side of this car, but if there is a variant though, I would probably expect these mirrors to be on this car similar to one of the other Mitsubishis. Moving over to these skirts now though, guys, here's the stock one. Then we have the, oh, I'm going to throw that on there. Then we have the carbon fiber skirt. Then we have the like painted with the carbon on the bottom. Not gonna lie though, those mud flaps actually look really nice. Kind of makes me want to take off the wide body kit though. And let's move back over here. Okay, so the wide body kit on this actually looks really nice. So I know a lot of them sometimes don't fit that well. I'm actually kind of surprised, guys. Look at the fitment of that. It's actually perfect. So I do have to give Ubisoft some credit on that. At least it actually fits it. And then moving over to the rear wings here. So here's the stock one. Then we have a carbon one. Kind of like that a bit. Then we have that one. Looks kind of odd. Carbon fiber like basically tailgate. Then we're going to have another wing that's basically going to be carbon fiber, and it's also going to paint match the car as well, so I do like that. Then we're going to have this wing here, which is fully carbon. Then we have that. Oh my, look at that. That is insanely interesting looking. Then rear bumpers now. So here's the first one. Blacks out the taillights. Kind of looks cool. Then we have that one. So far I'm not really seeing that many changes with these. Look at the dual exhaust on that. My goodness. Okay. Then we're going to have, so it looks like it's basically just changing the taillights, and then every few it's going to change the actual exhaust, which those remind me of the one that's also on the Mitsubishi from the Summit. Then we're going to have that one. Surprisingly, this actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it would have. I kind of thought it would look kind of odd on the vehicle. It doesn't look the greatest, but if you guys actually want to put that on, at least it kind of fits the car for the most part. And then moving over to the interior, so for me, I'm going to go yellow here. Go over to this one. Nice interior, and then that's pretty much all you can do when it comes to that. Overall, guys, I think a lot of people are going to like this Mitsubishi when it comes to actually customizing it. There's some cool things you can do to this vehicle. Now, is it going to be the best street car? I guess we're going to have to find out right now by doing a top speed test and also taking an outside look at this vehicle and also looking at the interior. So now moving over to the outside look of the Lancer here, guys. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of mixed on this generation a bit. I really do like the Evo 8s. I think those are awesome. I kind of like the 10 as well. But I also have to admit, I think the body style of the Evo 6 actually looks pretty dang nice. I really do love the way this car actually looks overall. Plus those red mud flaps look awesome. I also like how I have the carbon fiber going around the car, but it's not overdone. I really do think it actually looks pretty awesome. And not only that though, this car also sounds pretty dang good. And then moving over to the interior view of the Mitsubishi here. Now, surprisingly, this car actually has some nice detail. I kind of expect some of these cars to not really look all that great, but I do think this Evolution looks pretty dang nice. I have also never driven a right-hand drive car before, so maybe one day we'll be able to do that. Who knows, maybe I can drive an R34 in the future, but overall, guys, you will notice some nice detail to it. This thing also has 13,000 miles, which is absolutely nothing on a car of this age, so at least you'll have some nice resale value there if you did want to sell it. But moving back, guys, you will also see the detail of the back seats, which actually look pretty dang good. But now besides all that, let's go see what the top speed of the Lancer is actually going to be. So I would say one of the biggest highlights of this car so far, guys, is probably that engine sound. This thing actually sounds really dang good. Like, I have to give Ubisoft some credit. So this is going to be a 5-speed, which surprisingly actually feels pretty dang nice, at least compared to some of the others. I normally do drive manual, so I do like seeing how these cars actually perform. And sometimes some of the manual shifting on here could be kind of odd, but let's see what this car can actually get to as a top speed. So let's hit the nitrous here. So 249 to 250 is going to be pretty dang good. Oh no! Sometimes things do not go as planned. My goodness, I was not expecting that truck to be there, but the top speed of the Lancer here is going to be around 250 miles per hour, which is going to put it up there compared to many of the other street cars, which can barely hit 240. So at least the Lancer is actually going to be pretty dang fast when it comes to top speed. One thing I do want to mention, by the way, guys, I did not want to go around that corner like that. The handling on the Lancer is actually pretty dang good. I always find it funny in racing games where you try to go around a corner and end up basically flying into the one car that's in the one spot where you have to go. Gotta love that when that actually happens, but overall, guys, the Lancer Evolution is actually a pretty awesome street car. I would say a lot of people who are most likely going to buy this vehicle are probably not going to buy it for like summits and or like competitive racing. I would say this car is more of going to be like a cruiser and or something you can actually use in street events if you want to grind out parts and or followers. I feel like it's going to be a really great option for that. Now, one thing I do have to admit though, I do find the handling of the Evolution 6 to actually be a lot better than I thought. I kind of thought this car wasn't going to be that good, and it actually turns out it's going to be a lot better than I think a lot of people might actually think it is. And the main reason why I say that is normally some of the street cars like this one, like for example, let's say the 3100K Chevrolet, I would say you're most likely going to expect some of these cars not to be that good, mainly because they're probably going to be older, like maybe not the type of car you would see going insanely fast around corners, and or accelerating like you actually think they would be compared to like a Porsche or like a newer Mustang or something like that. But overall, the Evolution seems to be pretty dang good, and it is going to be one of the better 5 speeds if you guys are in manual as well. I actually might experiment with this car in the future and try this thing out in a summit and really see how it's going to compare to something like the Countach and or the Superleggera. We all know there's going to be a lot better of options in the street class and or some of the other classes in general. I really do hate seeing some of these cars fall into a pit when they're actually pretty good. So I will definitely have to test out the Lancer here, and hopefully that will not happen. You will also have a lot of nice customization on this car as well, guys, which is going to be a plus. To be honest though, I don't know what the actual price of this car is if you guys don't buy the bundle. If I was to guess though, I would like to say it will probably be around 200,000 bucks or so. I wouldn't expect this car to be insanely expensive. Overall though guys, I would recommend checking out the Elite Bundle 13 because these cars are pretty awesome. Stay tuned in the coming days as well for not only the Porsche 917K, but also the Maserati MC20 as well, which is going to be a hypercar. I'm planning on posting those videos in the next coming days, and from the testing I have done, I'm kind of surprised how good the Maserati actually is, and I really do like the look of the Porsche 917K as well, so this bundle is definitely going to be worth a look if you guys want to collect some awesome cars, and luckily it's not going to be too insanely expensive like a bundle having two Bugattis, where you would probably have to pay $17 million for them, but overall guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on the Lancer Evolution 6 GSR in the comments below, and here are the settings I'm currently running on this vehicle.